Uh, Welcome to the world beyond organic, and this is your friend Himkar Mishra from Summer Shell Natural Farms Ramnagar, which I call the pride of Purnia and Bihar today. Today I'm going to talk about the beginning of this farm, how I started my journey as a natural farmer. Well, to begin with, I was a corporate executive. I was the state head of Reliance Anil Ambani Group for 10 years, heading two states, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh, before I decided and took the plunge to start a new journey, a new career in my ancestral farm, which I converted it from an organic into a purely natural farm. Well, to begin with, I was very reluctant, but once when I came here, I was totally mesmerized, and there was something which was pulling me into this. And today, so much so that I don't visualize my life beyond this farm. It's a very simple food forest that we had decided to implement here, to create here. And all this is the hard work of the last 5.5 years, in which a normal farm was converted into a purely natural farm, a natural food forest. It's an amazing food forest. And when we started this journey, there was a lot of wasteland in the farm, and we used vetiver on a very extensive scale to reclaim that wasteland. And in 3-4 years today, that wasteland is a classic example of a very dense green cover. And I've enjoyed my journey every bit. Every day has been a new revelation. And let me tell you, this journey was made more beautiful by the participation of my workers here, of the labor, of the women and the girls who formed the major source of strength at the farm. It's a women-centric farm, and empowerment of the women and girls here, because as you know, in Bihar, there's a lot of the male members of the family in the poorer sections. They migrate to Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, and of late towards Bangalore, Tamil Nadu, and all, where they work in the factories and in the farm as contract labor. And those are better remunerative to them, more remunerative to them compared to staying back home here. So in the course of time, in the last 5 years, all the workers at the farm, they started relating to the progress of the farm. They started identifying with me. The girls looked upon me as their father figure. The women looked upon me as their elder brother. The children call me grandpa or some of the in the local parlance. So we were able to create a very harmonious relationship between the workforce and between us, or between me. And today you would see I'm known as Bhaiya Ji in this whole area, and upon a word, they're all ready to come and work here. And one interesting aspect of this whole the integration of these poor people, the women folk and the boys and the men, was we started having a quarterly or a monthly samosa jalebi party with them in the evening, and then clapping for the best worker, which gave them a sense of again a sense of relating themselves to the farm and to the ambience and to everyone around it. And then of course we had a few dogs here which are very good watchdogs here in the process. And today this is about the the social aspect of the farm. But let me tell you about the farm itself. This farm is a no-till farm. We have not plowed this farm in the last 10-15 years, more than 10-15 years now. Probably something close to 20 years we have not tilled this farm. And then it's based on the philosophy or the method or the year of Masanobu Fukuoka, and it's a Fukuokan farm, and it's a multi-layer farm. So when we decided, we just thought of 2-3 things, that when we plant something here, those trees and the plants must be nitrogenous. They should fix nitrogen to the soil. Number 2, they should have medicinal properties, and they should they should also form the layers of sunlight filtration. So this farm has has everything going in for it. We have the moringas, which form the highest layer, the first layer of sunlight filtration. Subabul is another tree, another year which forms the second layer of sunlight filtration. Then we have the citrus here, the Gandharaj lemons and the Shankardrav lemons and the Thailand variety of seedless lemons. And then of late we also started with guavas, and then we did papayas, we did mahogany, and agastya, and on all these leaves, they the sunlight should not fall directly to the ground. The sunlight should come in a very filtered way. Only the most feeble rays must hit the ground. As you can see around me, everywhere, it's all covered with the wild growth, with the plants, with vetiver, and with the plants that when the sunlight just filters through them, and productivity goes very high with this methodology, where you don't disturb the soil. Now let me tell you one, when I'm sure most of you would be knowing about it. The biggest source of carbon sink is the ocean, and after the ocean it's the land. And so the more carbon is stored in the land, in the soil, the more fertile, the more energy the soil has it. The moment you plow the soil, you release the carbon into the atmosphere, which becomes a greenhouse gas, which becomes a lot of methane is there, a lot of carbon dioxide is there, and they all have their own health issues that they bring to the people. Secondly, so we don't believe in disturbing the equilibrium here, the eco-equilibrium. It's a beautiful ecosystem here around the farm. So the other thing that I would talk of about this farm is this farm has the unique distinction of we have planted like pink pepper. We have planted around pink pepper trees to the tune of something like over 50,000 here. And pink pepper are berries, and they are unlike the black pepper, they are not creeper plants, they are trees. And all around me we are surrounded by the pink pepper. Even the tree just overhead is a pink pepper tree. And all these plants grow in harmony. Plants love to grow together. So the more diversity you have in your farm, the better they grow. And I tell you, the pleasure that you have, the prosperity, the sense of contentment, and also the economics part of it, the most important, because after all we do everything for bread and butter. This model is the answer to the agrarian process, where we can multiply productivity and we can bring a lot of happiness among our people. It's a small movement which is growing by the day. We keep having visitors from many places in the country. We had people from Canada as well last year who came visiting to the farm, and they went back carrying beautiful impressions about the farm. And of late we had two delegation of farmers from Betia and Jamui and Banka district last year. And just a couple of days ago, we had over 25 farmers from Uttar Pradesh, from districts like Banaras, Prayagraj, Robertsganj, Sonbhadra, Prayagraj, and also Uttarakhand like Rudraprayag and Ranikhet and Almora, from Almora district. And they all were very happy, and they look forward to replicating this model at Ranikhet and at their own farms there. So the movement is going very much. We also had the additional chief secretary of Bihar, Mr. Deepak Singh, who was 2 decades ago, who was the district magistrate of Purnia. He is a very ardent fan of our farm, has visited the farm also. We had the chief minister's visit almost lined up, got cancelled at the last minute due to weather and political compulsions. But nonetheless, it's been a beautiful journey so far in the last 6 years. I don't miss one bit being here at the farm. And whenever I am traveling out, I look forward to returning to the farm at the earliest. And of course, and everywhere there's so much of positivity around me. There's so much of positivity around the village that it's simply everybody's delight. So come and enjoy being a part of this beautiful, amazing, multi-layer natural food forest and Summershell Natural Farms, which is synonymous with the most amazing natural food forest in the country, and perhaps in the world in not so distant future. Thank you very much. ये हो गया, कितना मिनट का हो गया?